Hi, welcome to PrimeTime Pickleball. My name is Jordan Briones, and in today's video, we're going to talk about how to hit with topspin. Let's jump right in. All right, so before we get started, if you're not subscribed to this channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and also hit that bell icon so that you can be notified every time we release a new video. We'd really appreciate it. All right, so maybe you just started the game of pickleball, or maybe you just don't have any racket experience and you don't know where to start when it comes to topspin. In this video, I'm gonna break it down and we're gonna show you the basic steps to begin to learn how to hit with topspin, all right? So the first thing I wanna talk about is what is topspin, all right? Topspin is when you hit with a low to high motion, and it's going to help you get this ball down into the court. It allows you to hit harder and keep the ball in. All right, so this low to high motion, which I'm gonna go over in detail in just a second, you can see as I come up on this ball, this is what creates, this low to high acceleration is what creates this motion with that ball turning, and as that rotation occurs, that's what makes that ball drop down, and you can see players hit the ball significantly hard and also keep it in the court. So topspin is a really good thing to add, and there's a whole bunch of ways you can hit topspin, but in this video we're just going to go over the basics. First thing I want to start off, which is probably the most important, is the grip. Now, we do recommend the continental grip for a variety of shots, but for this specific shot, hitting with topspin, you really want to be in a range of grips between an Eastern to a semi-Western grip, and we'll show you on the screen right here. Okay, so the reason for that is because when you are hitting this shot, if I have a continental grip trying to hit topspin, you can see my paddle face is pretty open. Okay, so this is a continental grip, and then if I change it to more of a Eastern to semi-Western, you can see how that paddle face closes a bit, and this is kind of more what you want. You want this paddle to be more perpendicular to the net than you would have with a continental grip. Okay, so the first thing is to change that grip to a Eastern to semi-Western grip. Okay, so if you've never experienced topspin before, or you just don't know how to do that, this is a perfect thing that you can do. Go out there with a basket of balls, or you can just go out there with some balls and you can try this. Okay, so right now I'm a couple feet back from the non-volley zone, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop feed, this is called drop feeding balls, in front of me and practice this topspin stroke. Okay, so let's start with the very first thing, which was the grip, and then let's jump into the stance. Now, there is different stances you can hit when regarding topspin, okay, in open stance, closed stance, but for this example here, just because you are just starting out, I want you to kind of start off in a semi-open stance. So as you can see, my feet are kind of in a 45-degree angle from the non-volley zone. Okay, so I'm not open here and I'm not all the way closed. Okay, I want you to start kind of like in this semi-open stance. And the very first move, position A, we'll call it, is you are going to drop this paddle head down. And I have this laid back wrist here. You can kind of see it's just sitting like this. Okay, laid back wrist. Okay, I'm going to drop this paddle head down below my wrist, and it's going to be below the point of contact. So if I'm going to contact the ball around here, I'm going to make sure this paddle head is lower, and as I accelerate up, that's where I'm going to get that spin. Okay, so position A, drop this paddle head below the contact point and below the wrist. And the other thing you will see me do as I do this is you will see my shoulder, my left shoulder turn. Okay, now you can hit topspin without turning your shoulders, okay, but this initiation of the shoulder turn is going to help when you are learning more advanced topspin strokes, like from the baseline drives and things like that. So I really want to drop my paddle head down, kind of lower than my right knee or around my right knee, and turn my shoulder. Okay, you can see my shoulder turn here. All right, so in this position A, I'm here, and with this laid back wrist, you can see I have my shoulder turn, and then I'm going to I'm going to now start my stroke, and you can see I'm going to brush up on the ball and accelerate in this low to high motion. Now I'm gonna do this really slow for this camera, okay? So I'm gonna do without my paddle first, okay? My wrist is laid back. It's just it's loose right here, okay? I'm gonna go from here to here. It's just this motion here, okay? So now when I have this paddle in my hand, it's the same thing. Start low, and I'm gonna brush up, and I'm going to make sure I am accelerating up, okay? This is what creates this topspin, this acceleration from low to high. And this is position A, like I said. In position B, I'm gonna hit up and through, and then I'm gonna end in position B by my left shoulder. All right, from A to B. Okay, this is a shadow swing. A to B, okay? Now, you can see just so that you could get kind of a visual, I wanna make sure that I have something in my mind that I'm hitting this brushing forward upward motion here, okay? So I want to make sure that I'm trying to hit kind of like the bottom back of the ball. So if I'm faced like this on this camera, I'm coming like this, okay? I'm hitting more the bottom back of the ball, and I'm brushing up. So that's that motion that's going to create that spin, okay? So drop it here, paddle head down below contact, position A, then position B, okay? Position A, then I'm gonna come up here, hit it, and brush up on the ball, come through and come around to position B, where my paddle is gonna be by my left shoulder here, okay? So I'm gonna do some drop feeds here, and this is how you can practice and get the feel of this shot. Now, this is not a natural shot for most people, okay? If you're coming from other racket sports, it could become really natural, but if you haven't played any other racket sports, this motion here is not natural, but it's something that you can develop over time. So like I said, I'm a couple feet back from the non-volley zone. I'm gonna hit this drop feed, okay? I wanna make sure dropping it low, and then brushing up, and then through, up and through, and then I'm gonna end in position B. Notice actually my paddle head speed. I'm not swinging hard, okay? I want you, when you start out with this, I really want you to ease your way in and start with the slow paddle head speed, so that you can get the feel, and you can start to feel this brushing motion if you start really slow. The low to high motion is what creates that spin, right? So I kind of want you to experiment, and I'm going to show you, and you can see the trajectory of the ball in that far camera there. But I'm gonna exaggerate my spin now, just so I can see this top spin coming down, and you can see the ball as it develops and it spins. So right now I'm gonna actually exaggerate this low to high motion, and you're gonna see a big arc here, and I'm gonna try to still get the ball in. That's really getting that brushing motion. Now, what I'm gonna do now is still hit a brushing motion, but I'm gonna go a little bit more through the ball as well as up, so you'll see the difference, and the pace will be a little bit faster, but I'm still going to get that top spin on the ball. Notice I can really keep this ball in and hit it, with a good pace. Obviously, the higher my contact with the ball, I could hit it a little bit harder, right? But if it's a little bit low, I might have to take some paddle head speed off, so that I really could get that spinning in. and aim in different areas of the court so you kind of experiment. So I'll go to the even side over there and a couple to the odd side. So this is just the basics of the topspin shot. Now with this foundation, you can take it to the baseline, and then in another video we'll go over a full ground stroke, a topspin ground stroke. But if you don't know how to hit with spin, this is a great way that you can learn it. Start with drop feeding yourself. Make sure you get that paddle down below your contact point. Make sure your shoulders turned, and then you come up, brush up on that ball from position A, hit up through the ball, come around into position B. All right, so this is the basics of topspin. I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you are looking to really improve your game, go ahead and try to do this. Topspin is a really great shot that you can add to your arsenal, and as you move up further in levels, you will see how much topspin is a big role in the advanced level of play. So thanks so much for watching us in this video, and we'll see you in the next one.
If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like.
Thanks so much for watching. For more free video lessons, please visit PrimeTimePickleball.com. But before you head on over there, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you don't miss out on any future videos. Also, for PrimeTime Pickleball shirts like this and other great apparel, please visit PTPgear.com.